All right, what's going on? Ah, okay. Just had to copy the stream key. How's everyone doing today? Now, got to figure out how I bring the comments up. Let's go. Give me just a second. And I want to go here. I want pop out chat. Right. Yeah, sweetie.
I want to say hi to mommy.
You want to say hi to mommy? Okay. It's working now. Can anybody hear me? Let me just test. Let me see if you can hear me on here. Yep. Okay. All right. It looks like we are live. Let's turn this up just a smidge. Oops. Take this off. All right. Okay. I thought I was all set up, but how's everybody doing today? I hope y'all are doing great. Let's see, I need to pop out chat just in case anybody joins in. You know what? Put that there. Today, I wanted to take a look at this. I'm going to go over here at this Gigapan by Neville Thompson. Everybody's been talking about this, and so I definitely wanted to look at it and see how it was going. Okay, that's what I want. So this is a Gigapan that Neville Thompson put together. Thank you, Mr. Neville Thompson. Your work is excellent. I generally look at Neville Thompson, Neil Spence, and Keith Laney's Gigapans because they are the masters. There's nobody that I know of that's better than them at these Mars Gigapans. So this is Sol 3466, and of course everybody has been talking about this doorway. Let me go ahead and full screen this. And everybody's talking about this. Now, I don't know how anybody can deny that this is artificially, that they can deny that this is artificially created. See, this is why live videos are bad, because at least in when you're doing recorded videos, you can edit yourself. But anyway, what I've done, and I'm going to show you what I did on this, was I cleaned this up a little bit. Not that there's much to do now. Once again, the Gigapan Masters are really good at this, and I just lightened inside of here because this looks like a concrete material that's applied to the inside. It's very smooth. In fact, this Gigapan is so good we can get right in here. And I believe that this wall goes back to here. It looks like there's a line there. Hey, Ricardo, how are you doing? Good to see you in here. But it looks like this comes back to here, and there's a wall right here. Now, I think that this whole structure is actually a structure. This whole thing. And I'll tell you why. One thing that I noticed, I haven't seen anybody point this out yet, and I'm going to show you right over here, and I actually did a burn of this just to make it a little clearer. This right here looks like a drain coming out, and this thing is shaped kind of like this. So I think that this is some sort of drain. And let me see, I've got the burn here somewhere. Come here. Here it is. Okay, so this is cleaned up just a little bit. Like I say, you don't have to do much with their stuff. Any image other than you and the logo. Oops. Thank you. Did I not? Thank you, Ricardo. How about that? How's that? That should be better. I told you, it's better to do recorded videos than live videos, but that way you can edit this stuff. But sorry about that. Anyway, let me back out on the Gigapan and show you what we were looking at here. Okay, so we started over here was the door, and I've not seen anybody point this out, like I said. And right in this area, this appears to be some sort of drain. This all is very smooth and it doesn't look like dirt. And when you get in here, look how this is kind of scooped out like this. You ever seen the drain like on your roof where you have the gutters and stuff and the pipe comes down, you put that little concrete piece right there that's shaped, well, almost exactly like this. That's what that looks like, but it looks like it kind of goes inside. And there's a lot of stuff in this Gigapan that we're going to look at that I actually got modeled. This piece right here, I went ahead and modeled that. This piece up here, still working on the model, but at least we can see what some of these things look like. Now, some people have said that this looks like a door, that it should go right here, but I'm not sure. The width of it at the bottom might be correct, but it actually tapers towards the top, and I'll show you what that looks like in the model. Oh, I don't have my chat up. See, I am not, uh-oh. Teething problem. Oh, yeah. Thank you. But now I also lightened in here, and already in the Gigapan, like I say, Neville Thompson, Neil Spence, and Keith Laney are the masters at this stuff. And just from what he's done, you can already see in here. Now, I think Joe White mentioned that this kind of looked like maybe a person or something in here, but I think it's just part of the concrete, because it looks like you can still see the graininess and stuff of the concrete. Now, some of that is the graininess of the photo, obviously, but it looks like it's part of that. And let me go now to, oops, I hit the right buttons here. Okay, let's come here. And where do I have that? There we go. I had to use a thumbnail. I actually use this as a thumbnail, but I lightened this up and looked at it. It looks like that is just part of the texture of the wall. Maybe water drip there. Maybe it's painted and it's peeled off. But I don't see any anything that's like a three-dimensional object sticking out from it. And you can see this crack going across and down. But I think that this goes inside, but this actually, when you lighten it, this looks like the back wall of this. So if there is an entrance to this and this does go inside, it's going to go this way. There's probably going to be an opening over here because there's nothing over here and there's nothing over here. But yeah. All right, let's see. Go back to my Gigapan before we get into the 3D model, because I do want to show you what I've done in the 3D model. There's also an overhang right here. See this square cut right here? It doesn't follow these lines. Okay. This looks like this was actually hewn out of the rock itself, and it comes straight down here. Now, anybody who can't see that that's artificial, you got to be blind. You need some glasses or something. There's also this square piece. You can just barely see the line right here, but see how it comes down into the dirt right there. This is a well, I say square, it's rectangular and here's this other edge right here. And it's actually sitting on top of this rock here. We got that modeled and put in place. I just started on this one here, but this one's pretty cool. Could be just a rock, probably is, but I just thought it was interesting, especially the way it was sitting in the dirt there. And then, oh, there's so many things. Oh, yeah, John Ward pointed this out. And I had seen this, and I was, is it right here? No. There it is. Nope, that's not the right one. But there's a flat piece on the ground. I should have got this prepared. But it's in the dirt. It's a flat piece, kind of like this, but the dirt is real smooth. But that doesn't look natural. A lot of this stuff that's on Mars definitely doesn't look natural. In fact, I was just looking at Joe White's video that he posted right before I came on, and actually, if even 1/10 or even 1/100th of what Joe is showing is artificial, they've got some explaining to do at NASA, because left of the doorway, because the stuff that he shows is just incredible. Vertical crack left of the doorway. Where now I know that this piece, and I'll show you in the model, you can just barely see it, but these are posts or something that go on the front, and then this actually sits right in front of it. But you can see the line right here. See how it's separate from this wall? This wall comes to about here and then comes across to here, and then this is the post in front. But I'm looking, Ricardo. Oh, are you talking about the big crack on the wall over here? Yeah, I looked at that, and I actually put that in the model. I'm not sure if that is a design crack or that's how the rock fractured. But if it did fracture this way, the one question I have is, why is it cut out into a rectangle right here? And see how these pieces come forward, but you have a vertical rectangle right there. So I did see that. And look how, okay, good. And look how this is very smooth. I think it's designed, but once again, it's hard to tell. But yeah, I took a look at that. I thought the same thing. That does not look like, you know, like a stress fracture. I don't think a stress fracture would go straight like that. And it's very, very straight and very sharp edges. Now in a couple of places it does get a little rough, but those are pretty smooth, sharp edges. Another thing that I want to get to modeling, which I'll show you real quick, and then we'll try to jump over to the model, is right over here. Now I looked at this real close, and that's why I think this whole hilltop right here, just as Chris said from Mars Anomalies, that these are artificial structures. Take a good look at this right here. This looks like, and you can see it better on this side, that this was something sitting on top. Okay, this was an object, and it was sitting on top of here, and when the destruction came on Mars, whichever one, whether it was the nuclear destruction, or some people have also surmised that there was a meteor impact, this was actually all part of this roof, and it went smooth across here, and all of this just collapsed down in the middle like this. And so we're going to try to get to model that maybe tonight. Let's see what else. There was definitely some stuff that looked artificial up here. We'll see if we can get a better look at those. Like this piece here, I looked at those, and of course these. But this is another thing that really drew my attention. This seems to be rectangular in shape on the outside, comes across here, comes back over here, and then it's buried or ends right there. But if you look real close, you can see the rest of this right here. And then look at this hole in the middle. It seems to be another bowl shape like that drain we saw over there, although this one's a lot bigger. And it goes up under this rock. See the shadowing? And the sun, we can tell, especially by the doorway, the sun is just in front of this and a little bit to the left. And I placed the sun in the same position in the model. So, and this rock. This is a weird shaped rock, but it comes almost to a point on this backside. And then it kind of curves up a little bit. And then it gets very flat across the front, but long. It's like a wedge shape. Some kind. Yeah, exactly. Maybe water or something. If you're talking about this right here, yeah, definitely. This, I think, is a water channel, because look, the rest of it's grooved out right here. Actually, that may come to a square, and then this is inside of it. Now that I'm looking at this part better. I looked at that pretty close. There's definitely pieces in there that look artificial. But yeah, this could be, maybe they capture rain here, the rain that runs off from the top. I don't know, but these walls are actually right behind it. All this, if you just follow a straight line this way, all these, this little wall here, this one here, this one stands up. You can see the top of it right here. This one is definitely standing up. You can see that going across. It's got a V piece that comes out in the front. There's a Q. We looked at that, hiding from there. Then you follow this back up this hillside. See how you got this area right here? Goes up onto the hill, like maybe water or something drains down. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So, was there anything else I wanted to point out before I got into, let me do the close-ups first. I took some close-ups of some of this stuff just to, and then increase the image size, scaled it up so we can see these better. Yeah, this looks like, these could be rocks, but it kind of looks like it caved down a little bit. Not as bad as that other one. And that shape does not look natural by any means. I think anybody would agree that that is not a natural shaped rock. Okay, I think that's about... Oh yeah, almost forgot about this piece. Take a look at that. That's just hanging off the edge there. Is that rock or is it a pipe? I think it was John Ward who said it looked like a pipe. And let me see how close I can get before it breaks up. But yeah, that piece right there, you can see it's thicker right here. And then it comes out to here. Almost looks like the front of a large gun. That's what it kind of looks like. This would be the muzzle on the end, a muzzle brake. That's what I was trying to say, muzzle brake. But yeah, I don't know about that one. In fact, I think he said that this looked like a tank. He was joking around. He says, "Oh, look, it's a tank." I'm just trying to see if there's anything else before I get out of the Gigapan and go into the model. I don't remember anything of value over here. Oh, well, there is this piece. Okay. Almost forgot about something. I tried to get all this done, planned out before I did the video. Okay, now here is some weird erosion on this rock. You've got all these little layers. Here's one here, and these are circular, or at least semicircular. There's another one, There's another one. Yeah, you know what? I haven't had the time to look back at the previous sols to see that, but yeah, I want to see that at different angles. Kind of like I did with those structures on, was it 1272? Yeah, on MSL 1272, I looked at 1264, 1267, 1272, 1274 to see all those structures at different angles before I modeled them. And I would love to see this area, this whole area, from different angles to be able to model it. But that's a good point, Ricardo. Thank you. But all these are circular, and then especially down here, you can see it better. Look at these. Well, they're parallel right now, but if this was standing up, they would be vertical lines, like this is some sort of statue or something. But look at all them vertical lines in it. It's like these parts are grooved out. All this is maybe carved or something. But see how they go all the way up? Like I said, that's some weird erosion there. Let's see. Trying to remember what else I had to show. Hey, look. It's a alien octopus on the rock. That one looks too symmetrical, or as Dave Gannett would say, that looks non-fractal. So this whole hillside was probably a structure, not just the area that we focused on over here. Oh, where'd it go? Almost passed it. So, and by the way, this rock, as far forward as it is, goes way back up onto that hill, and the angle, this backside, at least as far as we can see before we lose it in these rocks back here and stuff, it goes way back up in there. In order to get the model to fit, and I still don't have the backside raised up enough to match our camera angle. But the camera angle in this is just below the middle right here, and of course the rover's way back. It's taking it from way back, but you can see the roof of this, and you're almost straight on with this. Let me back out so you can see. So the rover's way back here, somewhere down in this area here, and it's taking a picture. So it's obviously angled up like this, but all of this is sloping off pretty steep, and the camera angle is such that we can see the roof of this. But when you look at the rock itself, it's still at the angle, but the back side is raised up, so the back side is actually higher than the front side. And then I haven't modeled anywhere past this. In fact, I got it cut off right here at this line right here. I got to put this in. This is a rock that's sitting on top of that V, and you can kind of see under it. Let me go to the, let me see. Ooh, did I bring that burn in here? Let me see. Structure, right hand side. No, you can see. No, I didn't lighten that area enough. Got to go back. I lightened it a little bit, as you can see. I got to go back and lighten that a little more. But I wanted to see underneath there. But yeah, that is sitting in that V right there. And this is one of the burns that I did. Now, I'm not as great at burning and enhancing images as Chris is. He's a master at that. But I am able to bring out some stuff. There's a strange shaped piece right there. But all right, let's get into our model, what we came for. Okay, I don't mind that rock yet. I haven't finished that. So here we go. This is our camera angle, and we're looking at about the same angle. Like I say, now the rover's actually lower than this, and the angle is the angle's a little bit looking upward, just slightly looking upward at your hill. All right. Oh, let me turn on my spotlight. I put a spotlight in here so we could see this, but this is the texture. Oops. Let's get out of the camera. Make sure I'm clicked on this. This is the texture that the wall has. What I did in this was I used the image textures as much as possible to texture the stuff so you could see like the crack right there, and this wall. I couldn't get it exact, but it's pretty close. And then I added a bump map to it to give it a little bit of a bump to it. But okay, this is what I want to show you. These are posts, and the angle that we're at, this one on the right, is obscured. But actually, the texture I lightened in this area, so you can see this better, because I wanted to show this, plus the spotlight helps also. Let me try turning it off and see. Yeah, I think it's better with the spotlight on. But these are posts. This is some sort of door frame. And what I think, and I didn't model it because I don't know, is I think that this probably goes back to about here, because we could see those edges back there. And then it probably, let's go inside here, has an opening here. Maybe it comes in and you go sideways to go in there. But yeah, I thought it would be strange if you carved all this out and you'd stop right there. That's not very deep. And we got that model. I just did this one right before I started, and then I started on that one, but I haven't got it done yet. And some of the textures will have to be fixed. You can see they're kind of stretched, but I had to borrow textures from different places in this image to be able to do this. But here's this rock here. Oops. Let's go into object mode. What's wrong with your toe? My older daughter's in here complaining she hurt her toe. But yeah, this one had a pretty interesting shape. And like I say, I don't think that this is a doorway for that. It would be kind of the wrong shape. Let's see if we can put that in the doorway and see what happens. I don't think it's gonna fit, but let's see. Let's see. Alt R. Oops. Okay. Rotate on the X 90 degrees, and then rotate on the Z 90 degrees. There we go. Okay. Let's put that in there and see what happens. I was gonna turn on screencast keys, but I can't figure that out. I'm not that. Oh, well, I rotated it the wrong way. Rotate on the Y 180 degrees. There we go. So I don't think it is, but this is what we get here. Rotate on the Z 180. There we go. It's just not quite the right size. It's close, and that is, of course, if I had it right. Oh yeah, definitely time consuming, but it's fun. But see how that doesn't quite fit? Now maybe I have the size a little wrong, but I modeled it right on top of the image, so I'm not sure that that would actually be a doorway. So I don't know. I think this is something else. Let's put them back. There we go. And then let's get over here. This is what I wanted to show also. Hey, where did that go? Ah, I turned it off. Okay, now this was this piece right here. That's right hand side, left hand side. There we go. That was this piece right here. And it's broken off on this right side. This line would go in a little bit, and then obviously it gets wider at the back, and it would come to here, go back, and then across here, and it's underneath. Yeah, the mouse just moved wildly, and it's underneath this piece right here. Some idea cannot be right about. Well, don't count that out yet. Like I say, we're just guessing, and I just don't think it is, but that doesn't mean that it's not. You could be 100% correct, and that could be. But like I said, I just didn't see how that would fit in there to block it. Maybe it did, or maybe we don't have the whole piece. Maybe we're only seeing in the wrong image to do that. But oops, there we go. See, I model it right on top of the image itself. Now it could be wider this way. I have to take a little bit of liberty in the side. Hey, leave that alone. In the angle that's coming from me to try to get it to fit right, and then when I place it in the model, I adjust it. So there could be, it still could be. See how it tapers? That's why I didn't think so at first. Once again, I may not be right, so don't count yourself out yet. You might be absolutely right. Okay, here's this piece over here, and then there's this rock. This is all I got so far. There's still more stuff behind it. See all this here? And there's a piece on top of the roof here that I haven't modeled yet, but let's take a look at that in our model. So, okay. This is this piece right here, and you can see it's broken right there, and then it actually, oops, let me go this way. It actually slants backward, and there's a rock sitting in front of it in the image. See this rock right here? That one's sitting in front, but look at the angle that this comes back right there. And then there's stuff still on top that I have to model. It's very hard to make out, but it's there. And then there's this rock here. Now what I don't know is it looks kind of like this rock ends here, and it's actually pressed up against this next piece of wall or whatever this is. But it looks like it ends right there. So that's what I got in our model so far, right here. Okay, let's get, there we go. So that's that right there. And it's not quite this smooth. Like I say, I haven't really textured everything completely yet. Just gave it quick textures because I thought I was actually working on this during the live chat yesterday. So if anyone was messaging me, I was looking back at the chat every once in a while, and I was definitely listening, but I was modeling away trying to get this done because I was so far behind. But that's what these two look like. They look pretty cool. Let me see if I can get above it. Oops. Yeah, that looked pretty cool. Oh, and can you see it in here real well? This piece in the front, this right here, actually is raised up, and it actually, tapers inward on all four sides. Let me go into here. Now you can see it better. But see that right there? To me, this looks like some sort of casket or something, and this would be a lid that goes on top. Oh, maybe somebody's buried here. But yeah, that's what that looks like. Go back with our lighting on. And then here's that crack like you were talking about, Ricardo. This is the crack that comes down this piece here. And I believe in the image it's a little straighter. Once again, I haven't adjusted all the textures yet. Let's see, right hand side. Yeah. No. Okay, let's try the left hand side. Are we going to see it? Okay, let's just go back to the Gigapan. When all else fails, go to the Gigapan. Okay. So I'll adjust those textures, but yeah, it's a little straighter. So we're definitely going to have to adjust that. But now I forgot what I was saying about it. So this should actually come over here more. And then, I don't know how the line got all squiggly, but yeah, I'll re-unwrap it. What I got to do is UV unwrap this, and then it will, well, I already unwrapped it once, but I'll unwrap it better. See if I can get those textures to line up better. That's always a process in itself. Then there's this rock here. All right. I gotta raise this up in the middle. These three faces here, not that one. This one, and this one. Nope, not that one. Should be, what is it? Should be raised up just a little bit, just ever so slightly like that. And that will more match the image in the background. If you can see that there. Just kind of raises up. You can see it's kind of tapered inward and then raised up right there. And then this right here, I think, is something behind it. Oh yeah, that's the fun stuff of modeling, is modeling some of these shapes, because yeah, they're not all like shapes that you would normally model, especially when it comes to NASA, to put it in the real Jimmy Roberts terms, rockifying stuff. But yeah, we got a long way to go on this model, and there's lots of stuff still on this back side. I want to get to this stuff on the back side too. Let me click on that so it'll rotate around it. Like here's a rock here that I haven't looked at. In fact, once again, I'll go back to the Gigapan. I love Neville Thompson's work, and like I say, Neil Spence and Keith Laney, these guys are masters of this stuff. Okay, what I want to point out is this rock is actually in front of this rock. Now, based on the way the grain looks, it kind of looks like it's part of it, but it's not. Here's your shadow from this wall behind it, and then here's the shadow of this rock. See how this rock is actually laying on top of the back side of our structure here? So this is a separate rock, and it comes back here somewhere. This looks like right in here is a dividing line. So that's, we're going to model that one. Did I point this out earlier? This piece right here that's cut out in the middle, I don't remember if I pointed that out earlier. But yeah, that could be a natural rock. That could be erosion, but I don't think so. And here's a question I have. Is this just shadow, like this, which it kind of looks like it, or is this an area where also water is pooled? Now, most of this is shadow. In fact, is this the area I was looking at earlier where I was questioning that? I think it was. But most of this is shadow, and it really is. But the sand also seemed to be a little wet in this area. Just on top here, like they'd gotten a recent rain. Now, I know NASA will tell you it doesn't rain on Mars, but if so, once it, of course at night everything freezes because it's so darn cold, and then once it starts to thaw, stuff would seep out from under the rocks. So there was an area though I really thought looked wet on this. I thought it was here, but that looks like mostly shadow. Is it up here? No. Of course I can't find it now. But this is interesting here. Now, this rock comes to a triangle like this, and it's actually sloping down into, well, below this line right here. But this rock actually is coming towards you like this, and then you've got all the shadowing underneath. See, I can see all that underneath is in shadow. So it's really interesting. But that piece actually comes out like an overhang, and then you'd have this area right here that's all in shadow. This is all in shadow. But in fact, you kind of see the angle that it sticks up right here. Now this rock is also at an angle, but this one comes at a little more angle. Oh, sorry, I had to get a drink. And in fact, this rock here might be partially in this rock's shadow. Now this part is lighter, so I think this is in the sunlight. And this one, at least what area we can see of it, is in sunlight. But yeah, that's like a cave right there. I'd hang out in that cave. A lot of these areas look like what we have here in West Texas and in New Mexico and Arizona. I'm really impressed with this. We've got some natural caves like this over by Hueco tanks, which I used to live in that area too. And you know, we'd go in there on a really hot day. It is nice and cool under here. You can just sit back, take your break as you're exploring the tanks, and have yourself, you know, water or tea or whatever you bring with you, and enjoy it. But yeah, that is definitely an overhang right there. So that'll be cool to throw in the model. Like I say, I got a long way to go. I was hoping I would get a little more done last night, but I didn't. Where was I? I wish I could find that place that really, really looked wet. I swear it was in this image. I've looked at so many images lately. And this, now is this a natural rock? I'm gonna let y'all be the judge of this. It almost looks like there's an opening. Here, let me type it out because it's actually not spelled like Waco, Texas. Waco tanks. And then just look it up in Texas and check it out. It's pretty cool. There you go. I'll put that in there. Oh, I'm still under my oh well. That's my personal sign on there. But okay, what I was gonna say is this kind of voice cracking. This kind of looks like maybe a doorway right here, and there could also be one here. I'm not sure, but this structure does not look natural, and I don't think I mentioned this one earlier. Yeah, and could be piping or something come out here, or it could just be the edge of the rock or the concrete where it's carved, but this is carved pretty flat. I wish we could see it a little better. Like you said, Ricardo, I hope we get different angles of this. I would love to look at this and make sure we're getting the model correct. Because there's been a few times on models where I've had to go back and change the model because I thought it was one way, and then I see it from a different angle. I'm like, that ain't right. But yeah, Yeah, it's not spelled like Waco, Texas, and I don't know why. It's it's different, and the tanks actually, if you look up the history of Waco tanks, it's actually part of the old Butterfield Trail. Now, not far from that, you have what's called the Frijoli Ranch, where the settlers used to stop off. They had a ranch there, and they have this natural spring running right through there. It's actually running right through the property, and it still flows to this day. And it's fresh water, and the water is delicious. I mean, just fresh and better than anything we got here in El Paso itself. But the settlers used to stop through there, and the tanks are these natural tanks. I tell you, it looks a lot like this hilltop right here. No joke. This could be, you know, you could place this rock formation, if these are rocks anyway, in Hueco tanks, and it would look like this. But all these little natural low spots, and some of them are pretty huge. When the rainy season, we'll call the monsoon season, comes, those tanks fill up. And the reason the settlers would stop, obviously, was to give their horses breaks and get them water, and then themselves water. And then, you know, they'd break there for a day or two, eat, you know, relax, enjoy. The Tiguas, the Indians that were in the area, the Tigua Indians were pretty friendly. Yeah, yeah. Hey, if you come to El Paso, let me know. But definitely, and it seriously looks a lot like this area, except there's, you know, vegetation there also. But yeah, and anywhere you'd see these low spots on here, like where's that one we saw that drain? It's right in here. I mean, of course, it wouldn't be carved like this, but it's just natural, and it fills up. And the Indians were friendly in the area, and they would offer them food and stuff, and they'd usually break for the night, usually continue the next day or in a couple of days. But yeah, Waco tanks. I used to live up in that area. In fact, I lived within about a mile, yeah, about a mile, 1.2 miles, I think, if I remember right, of the actual tanks themselves. So we could go over there. You get a season pass. It's not very expensive. I don't remember. It used to be like, for a season pass, used to be less than $20 to go. And I think a one-day visit's only a few bucks, less than $10 to visit. And you have to go through a little orientation video because they don't want you painting on the rocks, scraping the rocks. Mountain climbers, those are, they call them, the ones that like to hang from the cliffs. My neighbor used to do that. Free climbing, that's what I'm trying to say. The free climbers from all over the world come to Waco Tanks and come out there to climb. In fact, we had a lady that used to live, she was about 2 miles from me. She was famous and had been in climbing magazines and stuff. She lived up there, and then somebody broke into her property while she was gone and stole a bunch of stuff. Yeah, no ropes or anything, free climbing. You're using your fingers to grip onto the wall, and I mean, some of these walls go vertical, and sometimes you're upside down trying to. It's really cool stuff. Nothing I can do now, but yeah, that was, and it like I say, it looks a lot like this area. Yeah, if you get a chance to go there, definitely want to go there. But well, let's go back to our model. Let's see. What else do I... Yeah, like I said, don't worry about the textures yet. They will be fixed. But, this piece here, I talked about this a little bit And I modeled this separate, so let's hide you. Yeah, we can leave you. But I just want to show this. This thing is pretty cool because this cube piece is actually curved down. Hey, thought I clicked on you. Oh, let's turn off our spotlight. We don't need that now. Where are you? That's those circles you're seeing right there. It's actually curved down, so I don't know if it's sagging or it was designed this way. Come on, there we go. I clicked on it. And but it's like a carved ledge. This piece right here, and it's on the front of our structure. Can we see it? Yeah, if I move up a little bit, is right here. And I don't believe this part of the structure is natural either. I think this was laid in front to kind of protect inside of here, either from wind or something like that, you know, the weather basically. But it's got this definite cube, and I just want to show you what it looks like. So when I show you in the picture, it's a little harder to make out, but you can see those lines. Yeah, this is kind of how it sits on that piece. So let's unhide. Well, not the spotlight, we don't need that. But yeah, it sits right up against this post. All right. And did I talk about this overhang right here? I don't remember. Told you I'm not very organized with this stuff. That's the great thing about video editing. All my ums and and this and that, I can cut right out. So that's why I started editing this year sometime. But yeah, this is an overhang that sticks out. I'm going to show you both of these in the image. So it's kind of rounded at the front. Probably should shade smooth, I think. Yeah, that helped a little bit. Or I can add subdivision surfaces. But yeah, this piece, just keep in mind, this comes right up against this post. Let's go back over there. I'm going to show you that. Nope, full screen. There we go. Okay. Comes right up against that post. See that right there? This is where this ends. And it comes all the way up to the top. And it comes back down over here. And I kept wondering why you can only see part of this post. Well, it's because this obviously is coming out at an angle. But yeah, the top part comes all the way up and sits even with the edge of this post. Or actually, it probably overhangs just a slight bit because this is the line for your post where it would be. And it looks like that rock is just past it. But it was placed there, and then, of course, this was carved. But it was placed there as some sort of protection, either from weather or attack or something like that, you know. Yeah, this piece here, I'm still trying to figure out where it goes. I had seen your comment about that in the chat, and I came back and looked, and that's what made me look at it, because I was like, oh, that's an idea. That might fit right there. And that was one of the things I was doing before I came live, by the way, was I was testing out whether that door was going to fit in there. And I thought, well, I could have it modeled wrong, which is always a good possibility. But I did check that, and I was like, oh, it'd be a good idea, because it almost looks like it would fit, but it wouldn't be quite tall enough. Now, that's if I have it modeled right. So there's always that possibility that I don't. And then I checked this one over here, and that's why I didn't get it textured, because I thought the same thing. But this one, it's too wide. It's wider than the door, and it wouldn't fit in here. And this part of the wall, by the way, at the bottom comes out at an angle too. Two pieces stacked. Not here, right? You're not talking about this one, each part placed Well, this would be, I think, would be too long going this way to stack them, because this wall right here actually at the bottom comes out. Did I put that yet in the model? Did I fix that? Hold on, let me. Nope, I didn't drag out the bottom, but the bottom part of this wall right here comes out at an angle. Now, not as much as the one on the left, but let me click on that so you don't see in there. But I don't think it has enough room. If anything, I would probably go with your first assumption that it fits vertically. That's the way. Now, it will fit there, but it won't cover the whole doorway. And maybe it didn't. There's always that possibility too. You know, we're just guessing at a lot of this stuff because of the fact that until we get somebody actually there, you know, we can't know exactly what we're looking at. We're taking a guess on a lot of these, and I usually say that in the videos because I don't want anyone to think that, you know, I know everything, or I know exactly what I'm talking about or anything. I don't. I'm taking a guess at the shape based on what we can see and the shadows. Shadows are real important when you do this stuff, until we can obviously get boots on the ground. But it's just guessing at the shadows. Like, let me find a good piece that has a good shadow to give us a reference. Well, even this piece here. Now this comes down here, so you get less shadowing on this side. What's interesting is you get two different shadows. This shadow underneath here is real dark. Okay, where the space is, and then the shadow that's cast from the top over here is not quite as dark. So, in fact, boy, that really doesn't match that piece at all. Even this part is wrong. Okay, I may have to take back what I said. But anyway, most of the time, we go by the shadows. I need a good piece, but I don't think that shadow goes to this object. Now, far be it from NASA to add something or rockify something to cover something, but I don't know, tell me, does this shadow match this object? Especially when we can see a very defined line from right here, the darker shadow. Yeah. This shadow does not match this object. See how, according to the shadow, this should curve this way. It should come kind of rounded at the top and then come down pretty straight and then curve back out. You can see just a little bit of curving out. Good point. Yeah, I caught what you meant. Yeah, exactly. That, wow, I didn't even think about that part right here. Especially, there's another thing, is this shadow doesn't match either way. I'm going to tell you why. This is part of the same image, okay? This was all one. I didn't see any stitch lines here. This is why this shadow really doesn't match. This was added. Okay, here is the front of our entryway right here, right? This is that curved part that sticks out. Okay, now assuming this comes down parallel, which we are assuming, that shadow, if it was to match up there, would be way out here. But the sun is slightly in front of this, pointing downward and a little bit to the left. And so you can see that the shadow from this is more in here. All right. Now you go up here, and how does that even match what's down here? Now, unless this isn't a shadow, and maybe this is water coming out from underneath this, and they're just trying to make it look like a shadow. That wasn't the one I was thinking of from earlier when I was talking about where I saw water coming out. All right, good job. You want to say hi? All right, here, say hi, Ricardo. This is my daughter Aurora. Excuse her messy hair. But this would be one area where I would think, okay, this ain't a shadow. They're just trying to make it look like a shadow. And this is actually wet rock right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think so too? But that is definitely, that does not match that.
No.
Oh, he said hi, yeah. Say hi. There you go. Let me turn this down a little bit. Is your face in there? I can't. Well, I have to go back to OBS. But yeah, definitely that's not a shadow. I don't know why I didn't think about that while I was modeling it. All right, sweet. But my point is we go by the shadows, and we go by anything around it that we can get context from. Like this piece over here, I was trying to use shadows. That's how I knew that this part slanted in, not just because of the image, but to verify it, because you also got this rock that's right in front of it that's jutted up right against it. And I was like, okay, how is this fitting together? And part of it obviously was the shadow. And then this is one thing I wanted to bring up too. Now I remember that. I think it was John Ward who said that this may be another entryway. Now, once again, we don't know the size of the people on Mars, and
That's really, really
what? Hot?
Yeah.
Oh, now it does seem to be cut out. In fact, you can see a cut line that comes all the way across. Yeah, exactly. Shape from shading. And that could be cut out right there. It's not just a shadow for sure, because we're in the shade right here. This is all in shade. And so I'm going to try to lighten that up. Did I get that lightened up in the image? I know I'm going back and forth a lot here. Left hand side. Did I lighten that up? Yeah, I did a little bit. And you can kind of see inside of there. See how I lightened this area right here? This didn't come out at all. But these pieces, actually, you can kind of see they stick out. And I'll see if I can get that in the model. This piece right here. It looks like part of the rock may not have been carved perfectly, or it eroded over time. Maybe this was some sort of like marble material that was placed on the outside and it eroded away, because we've just got, rock here, but that is definitely, even the texture looks smooth. It doesn't look like the same rock, so maybe this was coated in something. But yeah, that's the one I'm calling the casket. Oh, what to look at? I didn't look up over here, did I? Didn't go up here. I don't know what this piece is. I've looked at this. Okay, this is the side of this rock here. Now, why that's in shadow, I don't know. I can't see anything that's blocking it. Did NASA darken this? I don't know. I cannot see any reason that there is darker shadow here. Now, this picture may have been taken a little later in the day, because we do have actual shadowing right here. You can see that. Yeah, this is it right here. Okay, look at this. Here's your shadow. This is what I wanted to show you with the wet soil. There's your shadow. And then here's this darkened soil right here, or rock. It's probably, yeah, rock. That was a piece I wanted to show. You can see the line of the shadow right here, and then you can see this other part right here that looks like wet rock. That's what that looks like. Good examples of stonework that's been dressed up underneath. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what? Your eye is probably better than mine. I've looked at a lot of your comments during the live chats, and I'm usually impressed with the stuff that you see in there, and I'm like, damn, I missed that. And I was like, yeah, you and who else points out a lot of stuff? Oh gosh. I can't think of who it is right now. It's. I would say it's on the tip of my tongue, but it's there. I know who, but y'all are like, you got eagle eyes. I'm like, gosh, they saw that. And don't get me wrong, I see some stuff sometimes too, but it's like, wow, y'all are on it. So very good eye. But yeah, this was the one. I knew it was somewhere in here that I could definitely see two different lines. There's your shadow line right here, and then this looks like wet texture. That's the way I see it, you know, is and it's a pretty flat. Now it is angled somewhat, which would allow the water to drip that way, but it's not so sharp that it would, you know, fall off. And that would seem to be where it would pool, would be right there. Heck yeah. Let's see. See any other examples of that? That definitely looks like shadow from that rock. But yeah, now I'm going to start looking for water in this area more. Because if you see water in one place, you'll generally see it in another place. Those two lines are either shadow plus retexture or two shadows. Yeah, and you could have light that's being reflected off of some of these rocks. It's causing less of a shadow, or like you say, shadows from two different angles. But I don't see anything. If the sun is actually up here, which actually in this part of the image, it's a little farther back. I think these were taken at slightly different times of the day. We would need some sort of source to reflect it. Actually, you'd need it to reflect from farther back here because the lighter shadow is coming out more. So I don't know, yeah. Hey, welcome, Lynn Peterson, welcome. So yeah, we're just talking about, I didn't see you slip in there either. This Gigapan, and trying to figure out if some of these are just shadows and secondary shadows, or is there, or are these water, is the rock got water? Because we saw this darker shadow here, and then this lighter part here, which kind of looks like the rock is slightly moist in that area. But all right, let's go back to the Gigapan one more time. Helps if I go to the right thing. See if there's anything that we missed on here. But yeah, I lightened that area. Oh, that's what we were talking about before. See? That's why. Editing is always good, but can't edit live. This actually does go in here, but it tapers down at an angle like this. And hopefully tonight I'll get this part model, because like I say, I started on this one, I got it pretty well, but I haven't put the stuff on top of this one yet. But as you can see, this goes inside of here, and that would be part of that, you know, quote unquote casket or whatever it is. I don't know, but it's definitely a hole in it, because you see that going in there, and then there's that piece that's broken off. Oh, this was another thing. I was trying to figure out what this was exactly. Now, this is the back of this rock here. Can I get that all the way in here? And you can see that this one looks like it ends here, but we can't tell for sure. Is this where light is coming through in this area right here? It would look like the light would be coming down here, and there might be space between this rock and this piece of rock right here. It looked like that. I didn't want to say it was some sort of metallic material, because it didn't look like it. It still has the texture of the rock. And I thought, well, okay, maybe it's just a light shaft coming down, or that's all we're seeing, because here's the edge of this rock right here. That's all we're seeing there. And then because of this rock, all we're seeing is right here. So I think that is where light is coming down, because this is pretty much the same color as this right here. Ah, okay. So we'll see how we can get all that modeled. And this is the piece, like I say, that I have on top of the structure that is not modeled yet, but you can see this piece right here actually has a shadow underneath it, so this is sticking up. And then we come down through here and then across. It's kind of hard to tell the difference. I'll have to bump the contrast and see where the shadow starts and the rock ends, but it looks like right about that area right there. But what is that piece? I have no idea. Is it just a rock? There were some other things in this area. Oh, let's go. All right, there we go. So this is the model. I know Ricardo's seen it, but what am I doing? I am in object mode. Why am I? Okay, there we go. It's actually pivoting around it. But this is what we got so far on this. And oh, gotta turn on my spotlight. I put a spotlight so we can see in here. Oops. Click on it. There we go. Nope. There we go. That's what we got on this so far. And this piece right here comes right up against the post. And oh yeah, it's actually purple, because ever since I had my stroke, I have trouble with vision, and trying to see stuff is really, really tough. And I had it blown up real big, and I know through OBS, for whatever reason, it shrinks it back down. Wish I knew how to make it bigger on OBS, but this is the cave structure. And I can't believe it only goes back this far, as I said earlier. I think there probably would be an opening over here, but we'll never see it from this angle unless we can get better angles of this in the later sols. But yeah, and this rock I haven't finished. Yeah, see, I forgot to put the part on it that comes out there, but this one I did. That's looking all right, but this line is not quite straight like it should be, so we'll get back to doing that today. Sort of reminds me. Yeah, and they were very smooth. They were cut so smooth. I don't I don't think anyone's ever given well, I'm sure they have, but the official scientific community has not given a real explanation of how those were hewn so smooth with these copper tools and stuff, which I said scientific community, the archaeological community. They were so smooth. In fact, the material I have here is a little rougher than it probably should be. I haven't adjusted any of them yet. I just placed the materials and put it all together. In fact, for the ground, I just took a big icosphere, cut off the bottom of it, and applied the texture to the ground. I haven't even done anything with that. I was trying hard during the live stream yesterday to model and pay attention, and yeah, it was going all right. So yeah, exactly, copper chisels. I love that. That's what I mean, okay, in order to carve a material, first of all, to carve a hard stone like basalt or well, even granite and stuff, the tool that you use has to be sharper, or harder, I should say, harder than the rock that you're carving. Otherwise, you're going to wear out your chisel and your hammer like very quickly, and you're going to have to replace tools like, you know, every hour or whatever, because you're going to be wearing them out. So in order to carve something like that, I mean, you'd have to have hundreds of tools waiting for one wears out, grab another, and do that. And it doesn't even seem like it'd be worth it. Whatever they used had to be at least as hard or harder than the stone they were carving. And then to use a tool like that, how would you get it so smooth? You'd have these groove lines in it. I think it was Praveen Mohan was showing how it was basically impossible to carve this stuff with copper chisels and hammers. Oh, thank you, thank you. Still got a long way to go. Yeah, exactly. Just crazy. But yeah, well, I don't know where else to go from here. Let's see. Oh, you can see it in the texture. Now, it's not modeled, but it is in the texture. That's that piece. And once I adjust the texture, it'll be more over by the edge. Oops. But yeah, that's that piece there. I'm a little close now. And at the right angle, it looks right. Something like that right there. But yeah, I'll get that modeled and hopefully do a regular video on that. That's that caved in portion. Hopefully get that done. Went out too far. Right there we go. But that sits right. Oh, the right spot. There it is. Right there. It sits right on that edge. So I'll definitely have to adjust that texture. Well, you guys have any questions? Oh, I follow Praveen. Yes. Also, Ben at Uncharted. Ooh, I have to check that out. Does he do Mars stuff and Moon stuff, or what? Or archaeological stuff? Uncharted X. I'll have to check that out. All right. Just trying to see if there's anything else I wanted to cover. Yeah, this caved in area, I'm definitely going to have to get to that maybe tomorrow. I don't know if I'll get to it tonight, but maybe I can get this piece model tonight. Uncharted X archaeological stuff. Oh, good. I love archaeology. And like I say, I follow Praveen pretty religiously. I mean, I just, anytime he puts out a video, I'm watching it. Definitely watching it. Wasn't very happy when they took his, well, not took his channel down, but they put him on suspension or whatever. For what? Because he goes and explores these. They said he had a copyright issue. It's like, he makes his own videos. How is it a copyright issue when he's physically out there filming and doing this stuff? So, but yeah, he's great. I don't know if he read the comment. I never got a response back from him, but on his video that he put out, was it last week or week before? No, it has been longer than that now, about 2 weeks ago, on the what was it? Basically, but how the stones look like they had been liquefied and shaped and everything. There's an article I read several years ago on a Peruvian bird that lives inside the walls of the rocks. Like they'd be living in this area right, here on the side, but way up there. And they would drill these perfectly round holes in the rock using only their beak. And the people that were studying this were trying to figure out, how are they digging, I believe it was granite or something, really hard rock, how they were able to dig to this rock. Well, the bird would fly down from the cliff, fly down, pick up this red leaf, take it up there, rub it with his beak. It would rub it on the rock for a few minutes, and then drop the leaf, and then start pecking away at it. And they found out that this red leaf would soften the stone and make it more pliable where the bird could dig it out. And within, like, I don't know, 2 days or so, a real short time, the bird was able to dig a deep hole to make a nest in the rock. I thought that was quite fascinating. And I thought about that, and I said, what's the possibility that a lot of these structures that we're seeing, maybe they have some similar on Mars, some sort of plant or whatever on Mars that can soften the stone and make it like a, like a putty, something you can shape. And my personal opinion is places like, was it Machu Picchu, and what's the other one? Teotihuacan? The other one where they have those shaped stones. They look like they were placed in a mold and made. And I thought, well, what's the chances that somebody had figured out a formula using something similar to that, whatever that red leaf was? And I can't remember after all these years what it was. But somebody way back had figured out a formula to soften the stone. They would, dip these rocks in the stone or cover them, whatever, and they would soften them. And then they place them in the molds and then place the mold up on there and seat the rock between the other two on each side so that they sit super tight where you can't even get a knife blade or a piece of paper between them. And then, let the stones harden again. And there you go, because something just isn't, I can't believe they carved this stuff with just copper chisels. Like I said, that you need so many copper chisels. But yeah, exactly. See, we think outside the box. That's important. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. I can't be the only one who's ever come to that conclusion that those rocks were formed and not carved. I can't, obviously there's got to be some people, but I don't hear anybody, I don't see any papers on. In fact, the video and the paper I was trying to send to him on that I had saved on my phone, and this was a couple of years ago, so I haven't even looked at it. I had it in my Samsung notes. I had all that stuff saved. I went and I couldn't find the video, and I was like, well, okay, well, I made a text copy of the article that was written about it, and even that wasn't in my phone. I'm like, well, I know I switched phones between then, but I took my SD card and transferred everything to the new SD card, and that didn't transfer. And now I don't have the old phone to look at to see if the article and that's on there. Everything else transferred. I don't know why that didn't. I didn't even notice this before. Take a look at this rectangular piece right here. That looks rectangular, and it looks like it goes right up against this piece. And then there actually looks like something sticking out right here. This comes straight out, and then this piece right here looks like it angles, down, like it would be a piece that comes down like this, and then another piece that would come back against the side of that, be on this side. I should get some detail in that. But I didn't notice that before. That's pretty cool. Well, all right. I don't know what else to do or talk about. This was kind of a test to see how it would go. But, well, what do you think? Any topics I should talk about either in the next one or in this one that we can look at, or something you want to see in here? I mean, everybody is pretty much focused on that doorway right there. I've seen several videos on it, and oh, that was the one thing I didn't talk about, was the size. I think I forgot to look up how tall 30 centimeters is, but I don't think it's very tall. John Ward seems to think it's 30 centimeters tall, so it's not very big. Either the people are small, or it's not an actual doorway. Like Chris said, it was maybe a ventilation or something. So I don't know if I can't think of anything specific right now, but ping on the Discord server. I sure will. But all right, I think I'm gonna jump off here, take a little break, and then get back to modeling. Got a lot to do, and I was having fun with that backroom stuff. I've got everything. I just sequenced it last night, just for fun. That one's just a project for fun. The backrooms Mars stuff, because I'm really into the backroom stuff. Even though I mean it's just a creepy pasta, but yeah, saw something about it being 400 millimeters. Oh yeah. Well, and I wish, like Chris had said, and several others have said, I wish they'd give us the data. How far is the camera, zoomed in to see this, and how far away is this? They used to tell you. Well, in fact, down here at the right, there used to be a, well, this is a Gigapan, but in the images, at the bottom right of the image, there used to be a little distance meter. So you could calculate the size of that based on the distance. And even when you go to the analyst notebook, it's not easy to draw that information. Hell, it's not even easy to find the information, but to draw it out's not easy. And I'm like, well, I'd love to be able to give a size of this and know how tall this actually is. I do believe, and this is why I believe this, because of this overhang right here, that this was meant as an entrance. I don't know what size it is, but why would you put an overhang over here if it's just a ventilation shaft? Because you're not worried about rain going inside. The angle of the hill is going to make all the water come downhill. So you wouldn't put this overhang if this was just a ventilation shaft. What would be the point? And this sticks out, as you can see in the model, and I believe I have that part pretty accurate. This sticks out pretty good little ways. How come I can't click on you? There you go. I mean, it's enough of an overhang to keep, you know, sunlight and rain and everything else off of you when you stand out here. You wouldn't have an awning if it was just for ventilation. Your hill would naturally drain the water away. So I don't know. I think it's big enough for whatever size life was in this area on Mars to walk in there, whether it's our height or smaller. And if they are the same size as us, then this is probably bigger than, you know, just a few, you know, 30, 40 centimeters or something. And I meant to look that up to see how many inches that was, because I'm not real good with centimeters, kilometers. Well, kilometers kind of, because most automobiles in the U.S. have both miles and kilometers. So kilometers not so bad, but when it comes to meters and centimeters and stuff like that, in our schools here in the U.S., they do teach centimeters and meters for like 1 year. You might get that, and then the rest of the time it's always inches and stuff like that. It's like, okay. So I usually use a calculator, and I meant to do that to see how tall that was. No, I could get it on my phone. But all right, 1,600 meters. Yeah, okay. 1,600 meters equals 1 mile. So how tall would 30 centimeters be? Would that be like 2 feet? How many centimeters are in a foot? I'm really be concerned about that. Let's see. Where's my keyboard? There we go. How? Not hope. How many? How many centimeters? Okay, how many centimeters in an inch? 2.54. That would only be like 10 inches tall. Ooh, I don't know if that would be that small. Would it? That would be like... Okay, leave it, honey. Yeah, that wouldn't be... Oh, yeah, let's turn that on, but anyway. Yeah, that'd only be like, yeah, 11, okay. 11.8 inches, so 1 foot, about this tall. Yeah, about that tall. Okay, one more time back to the... Okay, so... I don't know. I'm not... I never thought of... Like I said, I wanted to look this up before I did this. It's 16 inches. Cool. Is that really that small? I mean... If the rover is back right about... Well, we don't know how if it's zoomed in, but let's say it is actually right there. I would say it's small, but 30 centimeters? Because you got... Okay, the top of this rock is right here and comes back to... Well, we kind of lose it. No, it comes back a little bit, and right behind this rock. Okay. I guess Could be kind of small. Yeah, that's what I think. This seems bigger than that. But once again, no way to tell until we can get somebody there. I'll volunteer for the first flight to Mars if they would let me. I doubt they will. Check that out. Never even noticed this one. Look at the smoothness and the shape to this. Almost has a dog bone shape. This side actually looks symmetrical with this side. And then it curves upward on the top. Wow, I didn't even notice that rock. Just now noticed that. Yeah, who knows? I need Elon to go over here to this site and report back what he sees. But all right, I guess I'm going to probably jump off here. So what do you think? Is it a good idea to do the live feeds or just stick to the regular videos? I just thought I'd test it out to see. Next time I'll be more prepared. Of course, I also had to work out getting OBS to live stream. Uploading videos is not so hard. And I put in the stream key, and I copied my stream key from the from YouTube over to OBS, and it didn't work. I mean, it said it worked, and I went to go live, and nothing happened. That's why I was just a couple of minutes late getting on. And then I said, well, what did I do wrong? And I went back and I looked through everything, and I said, well, let me just copy the stream key again. Well, this time I turned on that little eye thing so I could see what the stream key was, and it was different than the one I had pasted into OBS. I was like, well, why is it different? I haven't requested a new one. I just turned on the little eye, copied it, and went over to OBS and put it in. So I put it in the second time, and then I checked on my phone. That's why the phone was on, so I could see if I was going live. But yeah, I don't know, whether I should try to do more. I'm trying to find, the other thing I want to do is find a time where I don't conflict with Chris's channel, with Dave's channel, and with Jean Ward's channel, but yet it's still a good time, because if I remember right, you're over in Spain, right? So you're, would you be 7 hours? 7 hours difference? 6? No, it can't be 6. You have to be 7 or 8 hours difference. Oh yeah. Hey, I'm working on that too. How to either Zoom or one of them. Zoom, I'm trying. What's the other one? I can't think of it right now. I don't know if you do it with Messenger, but yeah. Oh, it was 5 hours. Okay, I was a little off. Okay, so 5 hours difference. Yeah, try to find a good time that's good for everybody, because I do have a couple that are from England, I think. Yeah. Leslie Ann is from England, and I want to try to make it a good time that, if people want to watch, they can watch it live. So I don't know what a good time is, but yeah, I would love it, with your eyes especially. I'd love to be able to do this, and you could point out stuff that I know I missed. What, sweetie? Oh, here's my younger one. Hey, you don't even have your, oh, you're trying to get your shirt on. Got her shirt stuck. What did you do? You want it on or off? You want your shirt on or off? Well, I don't know. You tell me. No, this isn't a shirt. This is a onesie. This is probably going to be too small for you. You're a little big for a onesie. There you go. And I got it backwards. But okay, yeah, whatever is a good time. I'm trying all this out to see how it's gonna work out, you know, and everything. I would love to have some people on. I want to do some interviews and stuff like that, especially with people from, you know, that where we congregate in Mars Anomalies channel, because you know I won't say I know the people, but you know we kind of have knowledge of each other in there, you know. So definitely want to try getting some people on here for sure. Is that better? You want to say hi? Say hi. No? She wants to go watch her TV. But all right. Hey, Ricardo saying hello. Say hi, Ricardo. Oh, you don't want... All right, fine. Go watch her TV. She wants to go watch her shows on TV. Okay, sounds good. I'll catch you on Discord. I usually keep it on during the day, and I check it every few hours. So, sounds great. Well, they are shy. Especially, well, the younger one's not really shy. She's very focused on what she wants to do and what she wants to do, not what I want her to do or mommy wants her to do. If she's trying to do something and you tell her, Alara, don't do that, I'm telling you, she's going to do it anyway. So she gets focused, and that's all she wants. She doesn't want to listen. Yeah, they are cute, so we're going to keep them because they're cute, you know. But all right, well, listen, have a great day. I will see you in the Discord, and hey, we'll try this again next week. This sounds... Yeah. All right. Let's see. Make sure I got everything I wanted to. We looked at that one. We looked at that one. What is this one of? Just to make sure I didn't forget anything. Oh, that's the drain. Yep. Okay, we looked at that one. And that's the close-up of the doorway. And it's the thumbnail also, because I needed to put a thumbnail up. But all right, yeah, great to hear from you. And yeah, if you want to get on with me and do a live one, I am all for that. So, well, all right. Listen, have a great day. Hopefully, I will see everybody on next week's live chat with Chris, and then we'll oh, that's what I was asking. Saturday, you think that's a good day? As long as who comes on? Mars X3D is usually on Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesdays. So hopefully we don't conflict with anyone. All right, we'll catch you soon. Hopefully this next week. And everybody have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.